and welcome to Jubilee Road for the next edition of adding scenery to the layout. So in this episode then, we are going to be working on a very big project here at Jubilee Road, which is named Project 009. Now, a lot of you know what 009 is. It's actually a gauge, like 00 gauge, HO gauge. It's a different type of gauge. So, you all know where it's going, so let's have a look what we're going to have to do today. It's quite a lot of work. So if we pan around, I've already started. You know the scenery was pretty much complete all the way along here. Now, the 009 track is actually here. You can just see it there. It's actually a narrow gauge track is what it is. Really lovely. This is Pico set track which I'm using. So yeah, really good quality there. If you do hear noise in the background, we're having a new roof on our conservatory, so you might hear the work guys going. So the line will run onto this area. You can see there the part of the woodwork that I've already started off camera, because I don't want to show you all of it because it will get a bit boring for you guys. Now if we come along this way, I've done more of the woodwork, as you can see there. The track will start there, come across here onto this wooden piece which I'll be putting all the way across here. Now this is actually not fitted in, I'm just having a bit of a play off camera. This piece in here is glued in to support it all from this end, and this is on an angle, this huge chunk of wood here. Don't worry guys, yeah, there is a split across here, but it's all solid, so don't worry about that. This is the way I've come up with. This is just here at the moment. I've got to all glue it in and make sure it's all done, which I'll be using no nails. One of my best friends, that stuff is here on the layout, and that will really go well. But this was one long piece of wood which went all the way across, which I didn't have to cut. Now there is a reason why I did. So obviously I want to add much detail as I can. You know I like doing that. So I did this. Now this is a 3D printed little girder bridge from MIB Models. Now if we turn it around, I've had to hack it about a bit to fit my needs, which is fine guys, we all do a lot of that. So the plan is this is actually going to sit somewhere like, it's going to sit like that pretty much. Obviously I got to make supports for it to make it look realistic, and then carry on the piece of wood the other side, and we got to make another one of those legs to fit here. So yeah, it's going to be a really lovely railway. Obviously then we got to build all the paper up, do plaster clothing, which is all going to be done in today's video, so a lot of work to do. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So the next part is to get another piece of this cut the same length. I'm not going to show you cutting guys, because you all know how to cut wood. It's rather simple. You get a saw and well, saw it. Oh well, you know that. We've got to put it there to support the next piece, which is going to go along there. So bits and pieces we're going to need today. You're obviously going to need the plaster cloth. I've got a roll and a half of it. We're going to need paper. Newspaper is here at the moment. We've got plenty I can use. Obviously I did save as much as I could from the bank that was there. The trees, even the bushes and bits and pieces, and the ready rocks that were on it were all saved, so I can reuse them on this area. So let's go and cut that next piece of wood out so I can get the next leg in, and then I'll come back and show you what's going on. Right now I've actually now cut the other piece. I'm not going to glue it into place until I know it all fits. That's just a quick tip guys. If you're doing any kind of woodwork or something on your layout, make sure it fits and does what you want it to before you fully glue it together, especially doing it this way, because once this glue is set, yeah, this is tough stuff to get off. If you're screwing it together and you slightly mess up a little bit, it doesn't matter, you can just unscrew it and redo it. But the way I'm doing it, that's not really an option, because if you take it up, it rips the whole lot up. So the other strengthening beam is there. Now this piece just here is actually going to go and this bit. I actually took the piece off just here, which I showed you at the beginning, so it's going to sit in there like that, so it can support the other main part of the wood. So let's put it down on the roadway there, and this is what I'm using. Absolutely fab stuff this is. Quite quick setting too, and it will hold a lot of weight. So all we're going to do, and trying to do this one-handed, what possibly could go wrong, guys, innit? If I could actually get it out. Typical, when it's on camera, it doesn't work very well. Right, there we go. Now we just get as much as we can out of there. You don't need that much actually, because this stuff is pretty strong. Those of you who have used it will already know this. But I think I made the hole a little bit too small at the end to, yeah, you can see there, see? The hole's not big enough that I've cut in the end of it to get enough of it out. I always do things wrong, you know this by now, guys, by my fail videos. Just spread it out a bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to recut that hole and come back to you, because definitely need to sort that out. Well, after sorting the no-nails out, it actually worked like it should. So that's how I've done it. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty, guys, but all this is going to be covered up. To be honest, I'm not that good at woodwork, but I kind of can do a little bit. You know, so this will support it once this is glued in. I could put another support underneath just to give me peace of mind, but obviously the weight that will be going on this, it really doesn't matter. There's not going to be like really heavy trains, because 009 stuff is fairly light, and all this will be covered in, as you know, with the plaster cloth. So far, yeah, it's gonna be very good. Now what I've got to do basically is wait for that to dry before I can put the weight of the other piece of wood that's gonna go across there. So there's not a lot I can do at the moment, so I'll come back to you once that's dried a bit, and we'll carry on with this, adding scenery to the layout. What I've done now, I've just placed the camera on top of the tunnel so we can get on with fitting the piece of wood which is going to go from there and end up down there with those supports are. So let's go and get this piece of wood, and all we're going to do is just put it into place for now, and then we can glue it in later once it's all in place. It will be much stronger than it currently is, guys, once it's been put in. So as you can see then, that's the actual gonna be the track bed itself just here. Now here I am going to put some bits of scenery, and as you can see the eaves here, I am going to cover them up. Not sure the way to go yet. I'm thinking of the thinnest sort of sections of wood I can find and just glue them onto here and paint them sky blue. I think is the way I'm going to do this, and then just a little bit of scenery across here with grass and bushes and some sort of miniature trees, and obviously we got to do the embankment underneath as well. So another job I've got to do then before I can glue this end in is to make sure this gap is right for that 3D printed bridge which I've got from MIB Models. So let's just get the bridge then and see. Right, see now if I had glued that I would have had a bit of a problem there. Just ease it back a little bit. Quite enjoying this, guys, I will be honest. Not quite right. And if it's not 100% level, that doesn't matter either. Ha! I think that's worked rather well. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. That's worked out, well, a lot better than it should have, because it's been done by me. Obviously, you won't see these upright columns. They will be covered in with the sort of scenery bits. I'm going to have to make some sort of stone sort of walls just here to make it look more realistic when I do the actual scenery itself. But to be honest, I'm really happy with that. We're going to keep it sort of around this level and then build up that side and this side and all the way down there. So far I think that's gone really well, to be honest. So all this now can basically be glued in place, and then we can get on with filling this full of paper and then doing the plaster cloth, which is always fun. I do love the plaster cloth. So yeah guys, this is going to be a fairly long video today because we got a lot to do. So now what we've got to do is get some newspaper or packing paper, whatever you want to use, so we can fill these gaps in. Really simple process this is, guys. We just need to get it. You can use glue if you want to do this. You don't have to, but you can if that's what you want to do. I don't know if we're going to need any more here. Possibly. I'm not sure. So let's just fill some of the gaps here. Pretty much how the bank's going to look. Obviously I'll attach the plaster cloth from the top of the wood and drop it down there later on in the video. Now, as the same as I just done down the end, we have got to fill this area with paper as well. Now these all were behind the bank that was already there, so this is pretty much all recycled. So I didn't have to go out and get any new bits of paper, which was really good. As I said, guys, you can glue this if you want, but you don't have to. It will pretty much stay in place where you want it to sit. Any gaps, just really fill it all in. Right, we need some bigger pieces down in this area. If we just screw that piece up, that fits in there just nicely. So we're going to need to... Bit of a pain, this signal is right in the way here, but not a lot I can do about that. Just put it around it. I've now finished the paperwork, as you can call it, I suppose, and it's all nicely filled in and ready for the plaster cloth. Now, off camera, I've pre-cut the plaster cloth here. I had more left than I thought I did, which is good. And we have our water here, so we can get on with plaster clothing all of this. Right, many of you probably have, well, used plaster cloth. Here we go, we got it here. All you do is get this and place it in the water a couple of seconds and put it on. So that's all we're going to do to get this started. Really simple, and it does give you a lovely shape to work with. So let's begin. Now, as I said many times before, you're gonna need 2 to 3 layers of this plaster cloth. It depends what kind of weight that you might be putting on top of it, but this is only going to have trees and bushes and that kind of stuff, so not much weight will be added to this. Try and get as much shape as you can out of it. It's always better, then the end result always looks nicer when it's not all flat on one sort of line. So if we put that one just there, this first layer doesn't have to be exactly perfect, because the next layer will cover up any gaps or stuff like that. So be warned, guys, this does kind of make a bit of a mess sometimes, so be warned if you're doing this for the first time. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Just put one more piece on there. Here we go. And then we'll have a closer look at what it looks like. Right, this is the part that you just seen me adding, and straight away it's transformed that area and already looks like an embankment. Obviously, again, I got to put another layer on this. I won't be doing that today because this needs, well, probably about overnight, I would say, to dry. And then it can have another layer and then painted. So what I got to do is continue all the way down there. So once I've done that, we'll come back again and see what it looks like. And also I got to make space to put the ready rocks back on in places. So might take a bit of time. I don't want to film it all, so I'll be back very soon, guys, in the next part of this video. I have actually now completed the plaster clothing all the way down. It didn't take long at all. I would say around about 15 minutes to complete the first layer the whole way down. So just take a look. Really happy with the way this has gone, and as you can see, it's not smooth. We got like flat pieces and steeper pieces all the way along. We got bumps here and ridges on all that kind of stuff, so it's looks a bit more natural. I did manage to keep the signal in place while I plastercroft around it. I've just managed to do that. That was a bit tricky, but it was worth it, so I could keep that signal in place. We've got a flat spot here, so we can put trees and kind of bushes along there. Yeah, really happy with this. It's done rather quickly, to be honest. So pretty much, guys, that is going to be the end of adding scenery today. Please let me know what you thought. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you today. I like to do as many different kinds of videos here at Jubilee Road and show you how I actually build the layout. I think this project was definitely worth it, so let me know if you think it was. Obviously we still got loads of work to do, so in the next edition of adding scenery we are going to be painting this, putting the ready rocks back on, the bushes, the trees, and all that kind of stuff, so I can show you how I do that as well. And obviously we got to finish this off with these stone abutments so that doesn't look so out of place. And obviously, as you can see, I have put the track on there temporary just to see what that looks like as well. So guys, thank you very much for watching today. I'll be back here at Jubilee Road or on location very soon. Bye everyone.